are live. Letting some people behind the scenes share the video and letting everybody come in here. I'm getting all the links in so we can discuss men's health. And my favorite group to discuss Black men's health, especially. So we're going to talk about this. Yeah, so let everybody come in. I want people to have their questions. We're going to give out some very, very relevant information on if you are a Black man or if you love a Black man. If you have a Black man in your life in any capacity, you want to definitely tune into this live because we're going to be giving you dietary, exercise, healthy tips. And I have, when I say an all-star panel to discuss men's health, I can attest that each of these men individually have taken hold of their health and start pushing it in the right direction. And I don't care what age you are, if you 80, 90, there's no better time to start than today on changing your diet, changing your stress levels, and changing how you view exercise. So those are the things that we're going to discuss. So we're going to take a minute, let a few people come in, and let's just talk about it. Let's just get right to the point. We know the issues, but we don't discuss them. So it's always overlooked. Always overlooked. So one by one, I want to bring up some panelists and just kind of brag on these individuals real quick, man. I got a cat by the name of got to bring him up first, man. A cat by the name of Mark, man. Mark, what's going on?
What's going on, brother?
Oh, wait. We're gonna do one person at a time. So I'm gonna bring up Mark first because I want y'all to hear from this cat. Hold on real quick. Mark, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother?
How you doing?
I'm good. Glad to be a part of a powerful conversation that we need to have in our community.
Okay, Mark, I'm gonna get right to it. Mark, you made some amazing changes dietary wise that actually made me make some changes in my diet. You're a Black man, 40 plus, you know what I mean, looking good, strong. Can you tell the people, we're gonna come out the gate and get right to it. Can you tell the people some of the changes that you made to your diet that actually inspired me as your personal trainer?
A couple of things. I cut out sugar for number one. Complete sugar. The only sugar I'm getting is from natural fruits.
I started
juicing as well. Juicing instead of coffee. Got off the coffee, caffeine.
Well, okay.
Makes a big difference. Drinking more water and exercising more. You got to do some type of exercise every day, at least for 30 minutes.
All right. That's what's okay. So the first thing I wanted to address, he brought it up. That's why I brought him up first. He removed all sugar except for natural sugar in your diet. So what happens, I'm a certified nutritionist as well as personal trainer. What happens with a lot of people is they say, oh, it's sugar and fruit. It's sugar and fruit. Listen, we're not here to bash fruit. If you're getting all of your sugar from fruit, you are winning in life. That's not where you're getting your sugar from. So that excess sugar, what it does is contribute weight to your midsection. That's the most dangerous fat that you can accumulate on your body. And what that does is it leads to every single type of disease, from cancer, from high blood pressure to stroke. So what he did was he removed sugar from his diet. So that's tip number one. I got another person I want to bring up because I'm bringing right up. I'm bringing them all up so we can talk. Another individual I wanted to bring right up by the name of Willie M. Grady. How you doing, man?
I'm awesome, my brother. How you?
Man, look, man, I'm doing great. I've been watching you, and I've watched you lose. Can we talk about? And I'm just gonna put it out there because you don't like to play around. Can you tell everybody what you weighed at your heaviest?
About 211.
211. He weighed 211 pounds. So you was a running back. So he weighed 200, but he wasn't playing football. So he weighed 211 pounds. Can you tell everyone what you weigh currently today?
About 181.
181. It's 211 to 181. I'm gonna let y'all do the math on that. Listen, how did you lose that weight?
Well, similar to my brother when he just got the one that just got through sharing, I cut out sugar. I haven't had any sugar in about a year and a half now. I exercise. We juice, but what we do is we'll go a whole month and we'll take 3 days out of the month where we do nothing but juice and we eat salad and nothing else.
3 days.
And every month we're gonna do 3 days where we don't do anything but juice.
When you say we, who are you talking about?
My wife and myself.
Oh, come on now. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Well, what I found for me, now I don't know about the other guys. See, I have a wife in my life, and what's good for me is that when we do this thing together, it's like a support system. If I fall a little short, she'll pull me up. If she falls short, I pull her up. So we do it together, and it made it easier for me. It's hard if you sitting here and you're doing fruit and somebody eating steaks, you know, and you're looking at them. It don't work well for me. So
come on,
it helps.
Listen. I'm actually gonna get off into that because I actually feel she's one of the reasons that you still here right now. So that's a really good point. So we got two people that did sugar, and what he's doing 3 days a week is he's doing what we call a fast. What he's doing is completely restricting his diet, and he's only doing juice and vegetables. So I want you all to hold on to that point. We're talking about men's health, but the issue is that a lot of people don't have solutions. So that's why I bring these guys out. I'm about to bring you right back, Willie. And then I gotta bring. Hey, when I say big bro, when I say I gotta bring you in, you gotta mute that.
Yeah,
He's bootlegging. You bootlegging our stuff, man. Look, man. Listen, you got a very special situation. Can you tell everyone the disease that you're living with?
I suffer from multiple sclerosis.
MS.
Which is an autoimmune disease of the nervous system, where your immune system attacks the nerves and your nervous system in your body. So that's something I live with.
How long have you had it?
I think going on 12 years now.
12 years. 12 years.
Yeah, 12, 13 years, yeah.
What are some of the recommendations that you've received from your doctor with that diagnosis that you need to change from a lifestyle standpoint?
Well, when I first got diagnosed, the doctor just said eat a balanced diet and stay on the medicine. And then you go to a holistic doctor. The holistic doctor say, to hell with the medicine, just eat good food and fast. So I figure I'll do a combination of both. So I cut out sugar. When I first got it, I cut out sugar. I went vegan pretty much. I was juicing, lost a lot of weight, but it cut down on the inflammation in my system. And that took away from the pains. It didn't cure the disease, but the pains that you deal with, you don't deal with as much when you're mindful of your diet and what you're putting in. So that's something that
from an exercise. Now, do you exercise regularly?
I strive to get an exercise regular. I got this trainer I work out with that helps me. Some brother Muhammad.
Oh, come on now, come on. You know, man, I try to be as supportive as I can.
Yeah. So we work out. I need to get in there more often, but we get it in. We get it on a pretty consistent basis, and it really helps because my left leg has been getting worse for me as far as walking and stuff like that, especially if I stand on it too long. So I just got to keep moving, keep moving.
All right, so you guys heard that. All right, so we got 3 guys with sugar. Let's bring them all up. We're gonna have this. We talking now. I wanted to lay some groundwork because like I said, we're talking about men's health. Men die at an earlier age than every other group. You're talking about almost 8 years earlier. Men suffer from high blood pressure more than any other group. We're talking about black men too. We're talking about hypertension. We're talking about strokes. We're talking about cancer. And one of the things is that these are lifestyle diseases. I don't care what anyone says. These are lifestyle diseases. And you are 3 men that have cut out sugar or at least reduced it to some degree. And you guys are also exercising. So I want to go one by one. Let's start with Ed. What even inspired you to do this? Because you could have got the disease and said, forget this. I'm still going to, have Wendy's every day and not exercise. What inspired you? I see some legs. That might have been what inspired you. What inspired you?
Yeah. When you get a debilitating disease, your mortality goes in front of your face, and then you say to yourself, because I got it when I was in my early 30s, and you say, wow, my daughter who's 17 now, she was young, and you get hit with the reality. I want to be here to see them. I want to be here to watch my children grow up. I want to be able to still move around. I had an uncle who had MS, and he had a bad case of MS. He was completely dependent, he couldn't do nothing. So I didn't want to end up there. So I had to do something different. I had to do something because my pains when I first got it were terrible. So I had to do something different. And the diet was the way, and it helped me, and exercise. And believe it or not, when I first got diagnosed and I changed my diet, I was the healthiest I was in years. I dropped down like 20 pounds. I was more healthy when I got diagnosed than I had been in the years.
I want everybody that's tuning in to what he just said. He was healthier after he got diagnosed than he had been before his diagnosis.
Yeah.
So I want everyone to hear that. Willie, what inspired you to make some of your changes? Because I mean, you was 211. You walking around. I know you was eating cookies. You was living it up, man. What happened?
Well, you know what? I think what really happened was that, and I heard one of the comedians say that when you have to put your belt in your pants you put them on your pants before you put your pants on, because you can't reach around your waist and get it done. So I never heard that. And what happened too is that it happened for me. It started about 6 or 7 years ago. I had gotten real ill and could barely even breathe. And they said it was congestive heart failure, I guess. Okay. And I had to go to my daughter's wedding in Hawaii. And I was laying in the hospital, and I told her and promised her that I would be there. And it took everything I could to get there. And once I got there, I came home, and I went back into the emergency room again. And I said while I was laying there, and it's something, man, when you laying there and you got an itch and you can't scratch it. You know what I mean? You're depending on the person to do any and everything for you. And I never wanted to be like that. And I said that I have to make some changes in my life. And it didn't happen right away. The weight gain came because I would go in the pantry and take 2 cookies out and put 5 in my pocket, you know? Yeah, so I had to make some changes. And then what ended up happening is my wife is so health conscious. And when you got to go out and pick a case of water up and your wife have to help you pick it up, that ain't no good feeling, man. Wow. So, yeah, I needed to get help. I mean, she helped me carry stuff. And I'm like, look, I got to do something. And so she started training with Sadiq. And she talked to me.
Come on.
And then check this out. Sadiq is tall and slim and
no. We're not doing that.
I'm like, excuse me, goddamn, I got to get out.
Hey,
don't do it,
Mr. Grady. He was friendly with your wife and everything.
Don't do it. We're not doing this. Don't do it.
Friendly. He was
too friendly.
Yeah. So I said, look, yeah. So what happened was I started going to him, and he helped me, man. When I first got there, getting on the treadmill or whatever, 2 or 3 minutes. And now I've gotten to the point now, man, I can stay on. Here at home, I may stay on a half an hour, 45 minutes. But I've been working with him, which makes me want to get out. I go 1 day a week with him, but I do 2 days without him. You know, but it helped motivate me to get in the gym. So that's what happened.
I'm gonna say this real quick because we're about to get to Mark. This guy Willie, so I'm putting the weights up. You know, Willie, are you 70 yet? Are you 70 years old?
I'm 72, my brother.
All right. So Ed, Mark, I'm putting the weights up in the gym. You know how when I'm training y'all, I press the weight out.
Yeah.
So I'm putting the weight up, and he get on there and he doing the weight. I'm like, dang, it look a little easy for him. So I put the weight up. It's looking easy. I'm looking. I keep putting it up. Now, I didn't want to say nothing to him. I said, well, it's starting to get a little hard for me, but it's still looking kind of easy for him. My man was lifting the weight, man. I said, it was a humbling experience. I said, man, I'm kind of letting him show me up a little bit. So we have been getting stronger and stronger. But I want to, the same question for you, Mark. What inspired you to even make these lifestyle changes?
I mean, just watching a couple of videos. I wasn't doing any exercise. Like I used to play basketball a lot. Don't play anymore. Tore both my Achilles, so I started, sitting around the house more. And I'm just like, man, I need to get up and get into shape, And I was talking to my brother Jason one day, and he was like, man, I'm going to train. You should come with me. I'm like, okay, but I'm like one of those people when I'm laser focused, So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it. Then I went, had a training session, talked to Sadiq. He's like, come on, man, I got you.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something. He locked in, Ed Willie. This guy locked in. I want to say we was about 3 weeks before that cruise.
Yeah.
He locked in for the cruise. I'm looking at him. You know what I mean? I'm regular. I'm looking at him. I said, Dad, you kind of you're making some real improvements, ain't you? You get on the cruise. What happened on the cruise? You tell them what happened when
Man,
you got
tell
on
you, I was laser focused when I got on that cruise, and you start looking at the food options, and you haven't had a burger in 3 months, so you haven't had all type of foods. Man, I tasted the burger and it was over. I tried working out, on the cruise a couple of days, and like they say, once you're around bad food and have a taste of it, it's a trickle down effect.
Yeah,
I got back from the cruise. I'm like, man, I need to get back in the gym, right?
You got to get back in the gym. And when I'm telling you, he was looking so good. He was getting compliments from everybody. And then, it's like that. And Willie, you've always talking to me about addiction. And it's just like a lot of this stuff, and you guys can attest with the sugar, a lot of this stuff, it's not made for you to just have one or two. Can you talk about the addictiveness of the food? Willie, we was talking about that. That white sugar.
Well, I don't know about the rest of them, but I have an addictive personality. I can't have one or nothing. I can't have one potato chip, one cookie, one nothing, one cup of coffee. So what I do is I realize that I have this concern. And so I know that if I open the door, it's over. Just like you said, I was a vegetarian for years, and someone gave me a Harold's chicken wing, and it was over. I just snapped,
Yeah.
But because I know who I am, and I don't gamble, I don't watch pornography, I don't do anything that's good, because if it feels good, looks good, tastes good, I want more.
Right. Come on.
I don't deal with it, So I know who I am. And when you know who you are, you know that you can't do one or nothing, so therefore you don't do it. So totally abstaining from it is the way I do it.
So Ed, now you do photography and videography. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how does being in shape help you in your vocation? Like, what is being strong and being in shape and being healthy? How does that help you with your career?
I mean, it definitely helps because not a lot of times, but sometimes my job consists of me moving around a lot, so you have to be in shape. You not have to be, but it's good. You don't want to be on a big live production, and then you getting tired. If it's a big live production, I'm one of the camera people, and it's a live show, and I can't get the shot that's needed for the production. That can be hard. So yeah, it's definitely helps to be not only physically in shape, but mentally really pretty strong, even with my condition to kind of sometimes push through, despite of what's going on.
Question for you guys: do you guys find it to be a link between the physical and the mental?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when you're physically stronger, you find yourself to be mentally more sharp.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Willie,
it's not only, it's a physical, mental, and a spiritual disease.
Yes.
And if you lacking in any of those areas, and a lot of us don't realize, you take care of physical needs, but if you lacking in your spiritual needs, it affects your mental and your physical needs. So all three of those phases of your life has to be in order. Otherwise, if one of them is out of order, you're gonna have a problem somewhere.
Now I want to give you this, Willie. I want to give you this. Black men are the most uninsured group. Black men are the most uninsured group. Willie, you deal with insurance. I want to pose this question and just what you guys think. Why is this the case?
You know what? I wrote an article some years ago about not just Black men, but the Black family. And I think it comes from years ago, but we don't like to think about death. If you ever notice when people talk to you and they talk about making their transition, they'll say, what if something happens to me? You mean, what if you die? Every one of us is going to die, but people don't want to talk about death. And Black men, as Black men, we don't want to look at it. We don't want to face it, even though every one of us got to leave it. Everyone got an expiration date, but Black men have a tendency not to look at it. What they will do, they will insure their cars, their homes, their 100%. And you ask them, if you insure your car for 100%, how much are you insured for? And most of them, they insure their cars and homes for more than themselves. And if you have a goose that lay golden eggs, what you gonna insure? The goose or the eggs?
Okay, I like that. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, but people don't insure the goose. They want to insure the egg. So black men, when I talk to them, I tell them because most of us are suffering in silence, man. The diseases that you're talking about,
Yeah.
we're dying from them because we don't have this kind of conversation here that we're having. You know, we do it. You know, we don't want to talk about it. I find myself sometimes I had to start a group where we just talk about these things that we're sharing here. Men don't talk about incontinence and erectile dysfunction, the things that come along with these diseases. You know, everybody want to talk about what they could do, but then if you know, like me, when you get behind the closed door, you ain't doing nothing.
Come on, that's the truth.
You ain't taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
When you take care of yourself, then everything around you begins to get together. But you got to take care of you first.
I got a question, Mark. Why don't we like to go to the doctor? Why don't black men like to go to the doctor, man?
I think they're afraid of the unknown. You know,
Okay.
They're afraid of the unknown. To piggyback on what Willie said, I mean, he's having those conversations on the insurance side. You know, as a community, nobody wants to face the realization that we all going to pass. You know what I'm saying? And insurance, being insured, is very important. While you're here, it's been so many deaths in my family over the last 3 to 4 years, and to find out that most of the people that's passing don't have insurance, basic life insurance, you know, burial insurance at best, is sad. You know, it's very sad. And I know as a community, sometimes we don't want to, you know, leave it to somebody else, but that's all we have is to leave it with somebody else. You know, we have to trust somebody and not look at it from a selfish standpoint, because as we sit here on this panel right now, we all need each other. That's why we're here, and we sharing the message with the world so they can understand that they're not alone as well.
Now Ed, now you already have fasting built in to your lifestyle from a religious standpoint, and you already have a restrictive diet from a religious standpoint. Can you talk about some of the things that you don't eat, some of the things that you have to do?
Of course, I don't, eat no pork, no swine.
Okay.
I never tapped no lips of mine, but the thing that I really can't, that bothers me, is sugar. I mean, I just can't do it. If I do, sometimes I will suck it up because I'm just being rebellious or I say not disciplined. I may eat a cookie, but I was at a baseball game yesterday and they bring over this cart of all this sugar. It was like a quart of sugar diabetes.
Yeah.
And it was so much chocolate. I just said, I can't eat. I don't feel like touching none of that. You know what I mean? Because I know it, my hands numb up right away, so I eat some sugar. Yeah. So I just can't do it. That's just the restrictions from my condition.
Wow.
Hey, Sadiq, did you hear he just said a cart of sugar diabetes? And what I know a lot of us don't realize that sugar diabetes is not just caused by sugar.
Come with it.
So a lot of the carbohydrates and stuff that we turn into sugar. And so what you do when you're eating a bunch of potato chips and you eat a bunch of French fries, a lot of that affects you as much as sugar.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes,
so I got that. So what I got here is I got a list. Mark, I know when you did this, what took place with your body when you gave up alcohol? We putting it out there today. We about to save somebody's life. What took place with what did you see a difference when you gave up alcohol?
My mind state, for one.
My
energy, and most of all, the people I'm around.
Wow.
Once you stop drinking or social drinking or however you want to, 1 or 2 or whatever, and you don't have the passion for it and want to do it anymore, your life's going to change and your circle's going to change, because you got to remember, most places we go to are serving alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's not the way to solve your problems. That's not the way we deal with stuff. But once I start looking at it like, man, it doesn't benefit me to do this. You know what I'm saying? It has no benefit for me. What's the point of doing it?
Willie, how long has it been since you had a drink?
33 years.
Wow.
33 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
33 years
I
since you had
commend you, Willie.
hey, 30.
Hey, look here. If you had seen me, man, you understand why. You know, look, you talking about a fool.
I got this for all you guys. I'm gonna start with Ed. Now, this is on my list from a health standpoint. I want all of the men, as you guys share the video, the men need to hear this one. I got sleep in the top 3. Sleep schedule, poor sleep quality, getting fewer than 6 hours of sleep every night for several weeks can contribute to hypertension. A number of issues that can disrupt sleep include sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, general sleeplessness, which is insomnia. So they saying sticking to a sleep schedule can change your overall health, creating a restful space. Ed, how do you do on sleep?
I can do better. It seems like I can't sleep. I can't sleep past 5, 6 in the morning.
Okay.
And I used to have to years ago. I had to set alarm. If I have to get up, I'm up. If I go to bed at 9 o'clock at night, I'm up by 3 in the morning, wide awake.
Wow.
So I try to go to bed a little later so I can sleep a little later, and I strive to get up and make my prayers and stuff like. So I'm up by 5 or 6. So I do okay with it. I battle with my MS. I battle with fatigue throughout the day, but that's not because of lack of sleep. You know what I mean? But I strive to get in. I strive to get that 6 to 7 hours in, 6 hours in the day.
Okay. I got this for you, Mark. Your schedule changes, and I want everybody to listen. It is very tough trying to train this man because his schedule is always. I said, Mark, man, come on, give me a schedule I can work with. How do you do as far as sleep? With you sometimes working nights and sometimes with you working days?
It's very hard. It's very hard. I try to take short naps within the day. Like if I'm lunch, I'm gonna take a quick 20-minute nap. But at night, going to bed, if I'm on days, I'm trying to hit the bed by 8:39, because I got to get up at 4. If I'm on nights, I'm trying to exhaust my body so I can fall asleep and stay asleep. Because my job is very high profile, so I can get a call at any time of the day. And I'm always there for people at work if they, have a mishap or something like that and need my advice or what to do with the job. So it's rough though. Sadiq knows my hours. I could go on nights for a month straight and then switch to days for 2 weeks and then switch to nights within the same week. So it's rough.
Willie, I want you to help us, because this is another thing. I'm going down the list. Black men have stress. Willie, you have given me something to help with my stress. It's something you do daily that I want everyone that's tuned in to hear this. Willie, what is one of the tools that you use to reduce and control and manage stress in your life?
Prayer and meditation.
Meditation. Come on.
Yeah. Every morning, I make it my business. I'm going to spend anywhere between no less than 10, but most of the time, at least 20 minutes or so, at least in meditation, more if you include prayer. But I find that, most of our concerns as Black men is thinking about tomorrow or thinking about yesterday and worried about tomorrow. Staying in the moment is real important. And I try to focus on, you probably all heard about mindfulness. I try to stay in today, and that kind of helps manage the stress, because again, man, it's easy to get outside of today and find all kind of problems. They become exaggerated in your head and it don't necessarily even have to happen. Most of the time we worry about stuff that never even happens.
You say thinking about yesterday, worried about tomorrow. Did you say it?
Yeah, that's what he said. That was heavy. I needed that. Our minds are always going, and a lot of men are dropping dead just from stress, just stressed out. And which brings
some
me to
stuff that ain't gonna even happen.
It's not gonna even happen. It's not even gonna happen. Which brings me to this, and I want all of you all on this one. The last one I want to give everyone is our support system. Like, who do we have? All of you guys have a personal trainer now. Everybody doesn't have a personal trainer. All of you guys going to the gym, you got something. That's at the basic. That's the basic. But I want you guys to say, from a health standpoint, what do you do as far as your support system, or what tool would you give some of the men that's listening? How do you create a support system to have support for what we do? Because we can't do this alone. Mark, what you got?
First off, I would talk to God.
Okay.
And I would definitely have a serious conversation within yourself, and therapy. Therapy is important. I know most black men are thinking like, man, I don't want to talk to nobody, and especially in a therapy standpoint, you're thinking your guy's got the best answers for you, and it's not the case. I'm telling you from personal experience, man, therapy works. If you do the work, it's like anything else. If you do the work, you'll get the results. If you go in there and you play around and don't take it serious, you're gonna get what you put into it. That's what I tell people all the time, and I recommend it to brothers. Most of the people that I talk to or come in contact with, I let them know, and I could tell them my testimony, how it helped me. But definitely talking to somebody and having a support system is very important, man. Like, you need that, because the voice inside your head may lead you down the wrong path.
Come on. Willie, I want you to close it out. Ed, Willie, your support system. I'm actually I know a lot of the people that's your support system. I've trained your daughter, I've trained your wife, but tell everybody how you have built in a support system of people.
Well, my family as well, and then my wife really has been my biggest cheerleader. But what I did maybe about almost 2 years ago, I was in a meeting and a young man was sharing about prostate cancer. And I realized that in that room, it was so many of us who were suffering in silence, who didn't have a support system, who didn't have people to talk to. So now what I've done is I formed a men's group where we get together, because I find men have a tendency not to want to talk about what's going on with them, man. They don't want to cry in front of you. They don't want to tell you about their concerns. They think they're alone. But when we get together, man, we talk about everything, because, men, a lot of us are in blended families. You no longer married to the woman that you was married 2 years ago. And a lot of this stuff called stress. A lot of these things you need to talk to somebody about. And he said therapy. I get therapy through them, and some of us have to get a therapist. So far, I haven't had to do that. Some people say I need one, but right now, I think I'm cool. But the group works for me. And we come, and every month, man, we start out, we cry together, we laugh together, we eat together, we do a lot of things together. So this group has worked for me, and it seems to be getting stronger, the group. More and more people want to be a part of it.
Wow. Now, Ed, building a support system, that's amazing, man. Thank you for that. What would you give us a suggestion? What do you do? How do we even deal with this?
Brother Willie, I would like to find out about that men's group, brother.
Okay.
Definitely put it out there.
I think, man, putting your complete trust and faith in God is a practice, and it's something that you consistently got to do. Because when you're by yourself, even when I got diagnosed, people feel bad for you. Your family feels bad for you, but nobody's there with you at night when you're in your thoughts. Nobody can come talk to you at night when it's just you and your mind and your thoughts and God. And that's where when they say seek refuge in God, that's a practice that when I'm going through something, I got to keep practicing, almost like working out. I got to get into a habit of calling on God to get me through the hard times and through the times when you really feel by yourself. Because you can have wives, you can have all that, but still it's you. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm striving to do. And I texted my therapist yesterday because I need to reschedule another appointment with her. Just to sit down and talk with her, because it's hard. It's good to get it out and talk to somebody.
Good. It's good.
But the first and foremost for me is the connection with the Most High, because He's closer to you than your jugular vein.
Come on, man.
But saying it and actually really doing it and actually getting peace from it, because you can say it, but to get the peace from doing it, you have to consistently do it and consistently call on Him. And that's something I'm working on. So
we dealt with that. Thank you guys for all of that, for being so open and vulnerable. We dealt with the stress, the isolation. We're dealing with that exercise piece, getting in that gym, having a strong body to have a strong mind. We deal with that, what you need to remove from your diet and the things you need to replace in your diet, adding fruits and vegetables. These are all things you know. I talked to a guy one time, he didn't know the last time he had a piece of fruit or a vegetable that wasn't he's talking about French fries and all these carbs, reducing the amount of sodium that you put into your body, being open, not stressed, mindful meditation, being somewhere and trying to get control, because you got to keep in mind that TV is controlling your mind when you watch TV. Music is controlling your mind. The Bible says protect your ear and your eye gates, all these things. But when you have to sit with your thoughts, and the first time I meditated, and Willie gave me some game, on the meditation. First time I sat and I meditated, I couldn't hold my thoughts for 15, 20 seconds. I said, what is going on in my head? Yeah. Sitting, meditating, just sitting quiet I said, man, this was long. I looked at the clock. Willie said, you use a timer. I looked at the clock. I said, man, that was the longest 15 seconds of my life. I couldn't make it for a 2-minute meditating. So all of those things, we have a mindful meditation. And Willie, you came to our mindful meditation class. Yeah. You came to the class. You supported. But listen, I know you guys, if you guys want to close out, you got something to say. That it's June. I wanted to have this, and we're going to have more of these. National Men's Health Month. I didn't see a blog. I didn't see anything. And you're looking at men, I think the number is over 1 million die per year from preventable diseases. You're talking about something that a person could take 2 and 3 weeks and get rid of. We're not talking about stage 5 cancer, all these type of things. We're talking about, hey, just have an apple, a pineapple, some watermelon. Hey, go for a walk uphill, do some push-ups. At one point, Ed was the push-up champ in the south side of Chicago. But it's just like, why can't we do some of these basic things? So if you all have something to close out just to give the men, the floor is yours.
I'll say this. You said something about men not getting checked and pride. I was working one time and I was struggling with carrying something. Somebody's like, man, you can get somebody else to do it. And my pride was like, man, I ain't no cripple, man. I can do this, but I couldn't do it. So the ego side of men, sometimes we don't get checked out. We don't go to the doctor. We don't want to. So I'm talking to a good friend of mine. I said, bro, when's the last time you had your prostate checked? Have you had a colonoscopy? Have you checked your pipes? Have you checked any thing? And just because around a lot of brothers who subscribe to the teaching of Honorable Elijah Muhammad, where they eat 1 meal a day and they're pretty strict, but that don't mean you can't still get, with all the chemicals and stuff that's out here, that you can't fall victim of anything. So we have to. Sometimes we have an ego and an arrogant side to us, which I struggle with. As the disease progresses, I'm struggling with certain things more. And my ego, my arrogant side, and I don't say arrogant, but ego side of me think, no, I'm not claiming that. But sometimes I do. So brothers, if you're listening, you have to take your health really serious, because we're not going to be here forever, and nothing lasts forever. So,
man, you said something. What you got, Willie? What you got?
Oh, I want to first say that you mentioned about meditation. And I think, for me, that prayer and meditation is so important, especially because I think it was Ed to say a lot of times when you're alone, when nobody's around, yes, building a relationship with the power greater than yourself is important. But I hear people talk about meditating and they have a problem meditating. Do any of you worry?
I'm a professional warrior, Willie. Yes. Yeah, I'm a professional.
Do you know that worrying is meditation?
No, explain that.
Meditation is focus. If you focus on something negative, that's meditation. What you do, or what we do, is we focus on positive things. We focus on what makes us feel good, and you're never going to stop your thoughts. They're going to keep what you do. And I use a breathing technique that if my thoughts flow somewhere, I'll come back to my breath. But the thing is, I hear them all the time. Man, I can't. You just sit down and try it for a minute. I didn't do it right away, but it is so important to spend some time with you. to know how you feel and what you think and what's going on with you. And that has helped me. And I would suggest to anybody, if you haven't done it, take a class, read a book, do something. And definitely you just got to talk about going to the doctor. That is so important. I'm scared as hell going to the doctor because people now around my age, they dying. It look like I look around, every one of my friends, not everyone, but most of them are leaving here. And so when you look and say, well, dang, that man left there, who was that big tall guy? The basketball player just died. He was 71 years old. Bill Walton or something.
Bill Walton, yeah.
Yeah, Bill, Walton. Yeah, Walton.
Yeah, he's 71, right? I say, damn, he said, I'm 72. Shit, his body. Hey, man, so hey, go to the doctor. I tell anybody, you know, hey. So, you know, don't worry about the negative part of it. Just go and hear what they say and do what they say. Be your own advocate. Let me say this right quick about being an advocate. I go to the doctor last week. I'm going to the doctor and the doctor's talking to me and he's telling me about what's going on with me. And I say, well, where you get that from? He said, this is from your blood work. And I look at the blood work. I said, wait a minute. I ain't had no blood work taken. Where did that blood work? Well, when you came, I said, you're talking about, and you already met with me on that blood work before. Now you haven't got new blood work. So you have to be your own advocate. You have to go in and ask questions. Don't allow them to just tell you anything because they practice in medicine.
Right.
And man treat and God heals.
Come on. You said, hey, you said something. I got that worrying piece. You said that's meditation, but they practice in medicine. Come on, you said something. All right, Mark, what you got, man? What you got? Give us some.
To close up, man, I want everybody to understand that this forum that we're doing today is very powerful and very uplifting. And it's 4 brothers coming together talking about brothers getting health. And health is wealth, man. That's it. Health is wealth. What you put into it is what you're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
And these 4 guys is projecting to everybody that's listening or seeing this video, man, go out and get 4 more guys.
Yeah.
And grow it. You know what I'm saying? It started here, continue to grow it, continue to focus on mind, body, and spirit. And we all gonna get together and get our health in order as a community, as a whole.
Hey, and you had an amazing workout this morning too, by the way, man. I got to talk to you about that young lady, man, that you bumped into. We're gonna have that off the camera. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna put y'all backstage. I got to tell y'all what happened. We ain't gonna put that out there. I ain't put y'all out there. I want to just thank all you guys. I'm about to take them all off. I just want to listen. I want to thank these guys, Mark, Willie, Ed. I want to just thank these guys for taking out the time because these are all busy men. Ed is a videographer, as you guys know, the work that he's been doing in Dalton. Mark, he don't even work full time because you got to come up with a different word for what he does. And Willie owns an insurance company, man, and he is literally he's 72 and he's shown me no signs of retiring. So these are all busy individuals. So I just want to thank them for taking time out of their day. And with talking about health, I got a list of things coming up. It wouldn't be me if I didn't plug. I need you all to come to my aqua aerobics class. Putting this at the bottom of the screen. Listen, talking about a men's panel, men's health. Me and Mark go back and forth all the time. I said, Mark, how can I get men to come out to the house music workout party? June 28th. If you go to the link and it says sold out, grab my email. I am going to figure out a way. If you are a brother and you really want to focus on your health and you're serious, I'm going to figure out a way to get you inside of the class. All right. This is me putting it out there with the brothers. This is something serious. I get booked to speak at churches. I walk into church, 96% women. I get booked to speak at the Black Women's Expo, all women. I get booked to do workout classes. I look out there, 100, 200 women. But while I'm doing all of this, I'm thinking, wow, all of the men need this more than the women need it. But they coming in droves. These women are living, brother. You checking out at 40, 50, 60 years old. She got to live the rest of her life because you wouldn't take care of your health. So come out to the house music workout party class, June 28th. It's going to be off the chain. Make sure you follow my Instagram page. If you are on IG, Sadiq _the PT. Want to just thank all of these men for taking time again out of their busy schedules. And if you need a workout, if you need a list of foods to eat, also what you do is, if you are a man out there and you like, I don't know where to start, email ChicagoFitForLife@Yahoo. I will send you a list of the things that we're talking about, how to prevent these diseases, how to focus on your health. So I got you. And we use the KIS approach. Keep it simple. We are not trying to be all smart and philosophical and all of that. Listen, all you want to do is you want to lose some weight. Willie was 211. Mark gained weight. He lost his weight. Ed lost weight. All of these guys are working out. They're doing some of the basic things. You start losing that weight, you start going to sleep, you stop drinking, you start drinking water. When I say your life will change. Email me at ChicagoFitForLife@Yahoo for any list of foods or what you need to do to reduce your stress. Follow me on the Instagram. We got Sadiq_the PT. And the end of this month, when I say come out, it is going to be an event. And if you have never been to a Chicago Fit for Life event, you don't know what all the hype. You might have seen this on TV. You might have seen this on billboards. But when you see this thing in person, I done had guys pull me to the side and said, who are you, when they walk into the room? Because it's like something you've never seen before. So I need all of the men to come out. You are going to have a good time, I guarantee. All right. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Share the video and peace out.